Hello, it's Fungal, and welcome to week 6 of the PDL. I'm against What of the Royal Fangs. Yes, their name is What. I didn't forget their name. And they have a hyper offense team over here with screens. They have a lot of big physical threats, and they have Thunderous. They have Terra Captains on their Coater and their Altaria. Altaria can turn into a Steel or a Fairy type. And Coater, usually I see it turn into a Water or sometimes a Dragon type to power up the Dragon Pulse. So I'm gonna get up into my team builder right now. This is the team that I'm bringing. Spidops, QUAQUAVAL, Rotom, Articuno, Heatran, and Sylveon. I'm starting off with Spidops because their team's hazard control is not very good at all. They only really have Defog on this Altaria, and other than that they would be forced to run Boots on pretty much all of their mons, or else they would be able to step on these webs and these spikes I'm gonna set up. So I'm bringing Sticky Web, Toxic Spikes, Memento, and Taunt. Sticky Webs are incredible. Keep back Excalibur from boosting if it's not running Boots. And if it's not running Boots, that means be running the loaded dice, so that'll make it a big issue. It's also slow down Urshifu if we want to run a Trailblaze set. And ensure that King Gambit, even a super fast one, will be slower than basically my whole team all the time. The Toxic Spikes are also almost as important. If this Excalibur is, again, not Boots, and it'll cripple it and put it on the timer. Ursaluna will also take more chip than Burn would do to it. And this Urshifu would be whittled down every single turn. So it wouldn't be as much of a threat. It won't be able to sweep my team with a single Sword Stance. I'm bringing Taunt with 132 speed to ensure that I outspeed min speed King Gambit. And it's a product that I outspeed Ursaluna too. I'm bringing the Mental Herb so that way if they lead with a taunt user like Urshifu or Grimmstar, then I'll actually be able to get at least one hazard up. I'm bringing Memento so that way if Kigambit or Excalibur switches in, I could taunt, and then I could Memento, and then I could lower their attack back down, and then allow me to get in a good revenge killer or setup sweeper and be able to take them down. Next is QUAQUAVAL. I'm running the Focus Sash with Aqua Step, Close Combat, Encore, and Sword Stance. I'm running Encore instead of Ice Spinner for Altaria because I am just worried about Sword Stance on Urshifu or Excalibur or the King Gambit. And if I get webs up, then Urshifu will be slower than me. I can lock it into that, so on. The Encore let me preserve my Sash essentially, which means I could set up and I could do a lot of damage to them. The Sash is there especially because, one, they don't have great hazard users. They have this Carpink, which is about it, but I could taunt that with my Spidops and prevent it from getting up rocks, as long as it's not Mental Herb. And this Aqua Step and Close Combat with the Mox would be able to go in versus their team. And even if this Excalibur sets up a Dragon Dance or something, it's behind a screen, its Glaive Rush will never knock me out because of this Focus Sash. I could always get the Revenge Kill and get rid of it. Because Excalibur is one of the biggest threats, I think, to my team. Next is Rotom, another Focus Sash with Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Leaf Storm, and Foul Play. Thunder Wave can hit back Excalibur. Will-O-Wisp hits basically the remaining members except Thunderous, really is the only one that doesn't care about this Rotom set. Leaf Storm will be able to blow away this Ursaluna, do a lot of super effective damage, and Foul Play be able to deal damage to boosted members of the team, even if have special attack. Like this, if this Ursaluna sets up a Sword Stance, it'll take a lot of damage for Foul Play, same with Excalibur, even after I Thunder Wave it. A normal Rotom wouldn't be able to do much to it anyway, and it could keep setting up Dragon Dances. Foul Play will make sure that it won't be able to set up in my face. Next is Articuno with a Choice Scarf and 192 speed with a Timid Nature. That means it'll always outspeed Excalibur at +1. So that way, even if they're running Boots and they Dragon Dance, and my Sash users are gone, or let's say Rotom missed its Thunder Wave, I'll be able to hit it with the Terra Blast Fairy with the Choice Scarf. Or if screens are up and I can't KO it, then I could trigger the Choice Scarf and lock it into a move, or I could Tailwinds and boost the speed on something like my QUAQUAVAL, and allow that to actually come in and destroy it after I wasted some screens turns. And it's also good for late game versus King Gambit or Ursaluna or even this Altaria if it wants to set up on me. Next is Heatran with an air balloon. That means Ursaluna and Excalibur won't be able to one-hit KO me. So I'll be able to either get off a very strong Magma Storm, I could Scary Face and have their speed to ensure that I could always outspeed them with something like Sylveon and do a lot of damage. Or I could Flash Cannon in the case of Excalibur and get some nice super effective damage on that thing. And of course I have the Flame Body ability, so if it comes to a late game, then this Urshifu does not want to touch mid-surging strikes. It will most likely get burned by that. And this King Gambit also has a high chance of getting burned because they can't really one-hit KO a max HP Heatran. Lastly, I have Sylveon with just max HP, max defense. It'll basically keep these two at the top, these two big physical fighting and dragon types at bay. Be able to hit them with Pixelate boosted Hyper Voice. I can protect solid turns of screens on Excalibur or King Gambits. And I have Baby Doll Eyes, so that way, just in case of the eventuality that like Excalibur set up like a sword stance and it's gonna Iron Head me, I can get a Baby Doll's Eyes off, and then lower its attack one time, and then waste some more turns of screen. And maybe even ensure something like Articuno or Rotom can live a hit later on. And that's basically the team, so I'll bring you back when the battle starts. Welcome back. This is our week 7 match right here, and some things are a bit different than we expected. He has both the Altaria and the Clawitzer, so I think that could be annoying for me. But other than that, I don't actually see a good anti-lead into Spite Ups other than maybe the Clawitzer, which probably can win a KO it. I think I'm probably going to lead with the Rotom Mo actually, so like get a U-turn if he does Cold Switch, excuse me, if he does lead Clawitzer, because I don't want it to gonna kill my Spite Ops. I'm actually going to go ahead and put it in the calc right here just in case, or it's then I'll go ahead and put the Spite Ops here and Clawitzer, and it actually normally doesn't want to KO me, so I think I'm actually just fine leading Spite Ops, getting up my webs. Nothing on his team should be able to want to KO me, and if this Gambit is not max speed, then I'll actually be faster than it. But if it is, then it can actually flinch me down. Grimmsnarl can, I guess, paralyze me, but need a lot of full paras in order to prevent me from getting my webs. Not sure what Altaria could do. I don't think it has Defog in this generation. I will go ahead and check right now. Altaria. Defog. It does get Defog actually. So that's something I didn't expect. But obviously that can be an issue, because a lot of this strategy revolves around getting up my web, so I don't have to expend my sacks as much. I could just keep attacking with QUAQUAVAL or my Sylveon, etc. But best case scenario is he probably leads Grimmsnarl like usual. Yeah, he gets his screens up, and then I can get up all my hazards. He does that, I get up all my spikes. Get up a second one. Then I'm probably going to Memento into the whatever comes in. Unless it's Clawitzer. If it's Clawitzer and it doesn't have a setup move, I'm probably just gonna go Sylveon. I don't think it can 2KO Sylveon either. If you get the confusion, it can actually beat me. Because he's not Defiant, luckily. He's Supreme Overlord. So I'm probably just going to Taunt and then Memento right after. Get Swords Dance. Then going to Memento, and then I could go into probably QUAQUAVAL for free and try to set up. yeah. I'll go into QUAQUAVAL right here, and I will get a free Swords Dance. Altaria does actually overwhelm me. I didn't bring Ice Spitter. I didn't expect Altaria to come. Not gonna bother with the Encore. This Iron Head will do basically nothing to me. So as long as I think he's forced to go Altaria here. So I could try to make a double, but I could have alternatively went Rotom-Mow and gotten a very free Will-O-Wisp or Thunder Wave. But basically, I think with this in, it forced him to go Altaria. Because I have my Focus Sash and I have been disconnected. Reconnect real quick. Because I have my Focus Sash intact, even if Altaria comes in and it can't one-hit KO me, I could probably do something with my Aqua Step in close combat. I'm just gonna Aqua Step first and see if they actually opt to Terra, because I could have Ice Spinner. I actually don't, because I didn't expect the Altaria to really come. They could be Terra Steel on this. Closer is the other Terra option, so that could be annoying. New 22, so I think close combat could have actually 2KO'd. He gets that. Am I faster? If he's min speed on Altaria, then I could possibly try to Encore him into that. 196, and then it'll be at +2, which will be 392. So I think I'm gonna Encore him. Yep, I'm faster still. The Tailwinds again, so then I could just get more Aqua Steps. And we already stalled out the Reflect, so I think the QUAQUAVAL can just straight up win here unless Grimstall can do something. Ursaluna comes in, gets Toxic Poisoned. Just nice, and it just dies to 1 Aqua Step. And I get the Moxie. Closer comes in, but this should not be able to... Even if it tears into something that lives this hit, I have my Focus Sash, so I can just close combat. Yep, excellent. At this point, Grimmsnarl can live, of course, but I can close combat. It actually dies to the poison, which is excellent. I don't get the Moxie boost, but everything else here should be destroyed by this +3. It's +4 attack, excuse me. Just gonna close combat here, see how much it does. 50. Not bad. Brave Bird, but I still have my Sash. Gonna close combat again. Or Moxie boost. If King Gambit comes in, then I'm going to Encore immediately. Excalibur comes in, so he probably has Ice Shard. So I'm going to close combat. Yep. Does have Ice Shard. Takes the chip. I am just going to Hyper Voice here. Except Dragon Dance, but I don't think he will live through this. He does actually. He gets the weakness policy. And he takes a little bit more damage. As far as Pokemon I want to keep for the King Gambit, I honestly think this is my least useful one, so I'm just going to do that. And it actually Earthquakes and I don't die. So I'm going to go hard Articuno right here, and I'm just going to trick this thing a Choice Scarf. Because as long as it is tricked, then I should straight up win. Because nothing it can lock itself into will be able to kill all of these. Yep, I give it the Scarf. Now to try to preserve my To try to preserve my differential, I'm going to go Heatran and just Magma Storm and try to kill it there. If he could Taos, that's a good play, because he'll almost definitely 2-hit KO my Heatran. Might even 1-hit KO it. Let's see here. But luckily from here, I don't think there's any real way I can lose this. Unless he gets a bunch of sequential crits. He's still at -1 speed, so he's not going to be actually with the Scarf boost. One of this does 30, which is a lot of damage, but I get the lucky burn. So now I'm in basically no danger of losing. Miss the Magma Miss. We go for it again, and luckily it knocks it out. Nice. GG. I get to keep a +4 differential. And I actually managed to get through this way easier than I thought. Luckily, the QUAQUAVAL pulled through with the Encore tech, even though I didn't bring the Ice Spinner. So good game to my opponent, and I'll bring you back for next week.